finally cut the wood that I have been begging him to cut for like a week so that I could do this tutorial that I told you guys I was going to show you. So I'm going to do an alternative to your traditional stain. So we call this our faux stain technique, and usually when we do it for you guys, we do it in brown because that's kind of what a traditional stain looks like, but you really can do this in any color. So I'm going to do it in black, and my paint is already mixed into chalk paint. So because it's already mixed into chalk paint, that makes this technique super easy to do. So I'm going to do this in such a cheap way. I've got my paint, powder, water, mixing tray. I'm gonna do it with a sponge. I have Jordy painting right next to me, so if you hear her saying mom, then just a sec. I'll get you some paint. Okay, so first I'm going to dip my sponge in water, pour a little bit of paint on my tray. What's cool about this is, so you want to have your paint pretty watery. That to me is not watery enough, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water. What's cool about this is you can really, it's foolproof. If you wanna add more water, you can. If you wanna add more paint, you can. So now I have my sponge all dipped in paint. Start at one end and go all the way across. You can even kind of go back if you need to. And then right away, take a lint-free hut cloth and wipe off so you can see that beautiful grain. Now, if you feel like you're not seeing enough of the grain, add a little bit more water. If you are seeing too much, then add a little bit more paint. So I'm gonna do the same thing for all the way across my board. We're going to do the finishing step, which is the waxing, and this is probably my favorite part because it's really where you see your piece come to life. So you dip your wax in your wax wand in your wax with, usually you want to have a wax wand. I'm just using the end of a spoon because I can't find mine. So rub it on just like butter on the end of your brush. And then same with what we did with the other technique, the faux stain technique. You're gonna go back and forth from one end to the other, like so, and you'll just keep going back and forth a couple times till it starts to shine up just a little bit. Then take a wax cloth, a lint-free wax cloth, and wipe off any excess. Now, the more that I will buff, the shinier it will become. So let that dry for just a minute, and then I will come back to it and buff a little bit more because I want this to be nice and shiny.